guys, welcome to another episode of Elise Eats, and today we are going to be making homemade lasagna. Now this is one of my absolute favorite recipes and one I definitely recommend you should try. And we got this request from Deja Marv 1, I think that's how it's said. And yeah, so I hope you really enjoy it. Let's get started. Okay, so what you're going to need for the meat sauce is 1 medium brown onion roughly chopped, a small carrot and a small stalk of celery roughly chopped, 1 clove of garlic, 1 chicken stock cube or beef stock cube, 500 grams of beef mince, or you can use pork or a mixture of both, about a teaspoon of Italian herbs, half a tub of pizza sauce and tomato sauce, 400 grams of crushed tomatoes, about a tablespoon or so of oil for frying, half a cup of red wine, and then salt and pepper to taste. So what you're going to need for the white sauce is 1/3 cup of butter, 1 cup of plain flour, about half a cup of milk, half a cup of cheese, some nutmeg and some water. And then you're going to need some lasagna sheets or pasta sheets. I'm using the fresh ones. You can also use the uncooked ones, but these are just a lot simpler and it takes less time to cook in the oven, so time saving, so it's great. Okay, so first we're going to start with the meat sauce. Okay, so what we're going to start with is sauteing the onions in some oil until they get nice and brown. Okay, while the onions are sauteing, we're going to put the crushed tomatoes and the pastes into a small saucepan to heat them up. So when you're adding the tomato paste, you can add as much as you want. I've actually added all of the pizza sauce. It really depends on your taste. I recommend adding as much as possible for the best flavor. Okay, so now we're going to add the garlic clove crushed and the chicken stock cube into the sauce and add a bit of salt and pepper to taste. And then add about a teaspoon of Italian herbs. Once the onions are nice and browned, we're going to add the carrot and celery to our tomato sauce, and then add the onions to that, and then brown our meat. Now, place a lid on it and allow it to simmer for about half an hour. Okay, while the tomato sauce is simmering, we're going to cook the beef. And then with a spatula, just break it up. Then add about half a cup of red wine. And then allow it to cook until all the liquid evaporates. Now the alcohol will burn off when you cook it, but if you don't want to add the wine at all, just add a few tablespoons of red balsamic vinegar. That will still give you a nice acidic taste, but the wine makes it really taste good. So. Okay, so our sauce has been cooking for about 25 minutes, and now we're going to take our stick blender and make it all nice and smooth. And then add a few tablespoons of water. I'm adding about 1.5. And then pulverize again. And then add your tomato sauce to the meat. Okay, now we're going to let that simmer for another 20 or so minutes, and while that's simmering we're going to make the white sauce. Let's get about 75 grams of butter and put it in your saucepan and allow it to melt. Okay, so I don't properly know the measuring of the ingredients for the white sauce, so I'll just show you the consistency of what you need. So for about 1/3 or 70 grams butter, you're probably going to need about 1 cup of plain flour. You might need more or less, but I'll show you what you need. Add a small amount of flour and stir to get to combine. And cook it on a medium-low heat. So this is what it looks like at a 1/3 cup of flour. Still very liquidy. So this is what it looks like at about 2/3 cup of flour. Now this is at 1 cup of flour and it's slightly too much, so I'm going to add about 20 more grams of butter so that it all comes together. So this is about the consistency you're looking for when it comes together in a kind of dough. It's okay if it's a bit crumbly. Now add 1/2 cup of milk. And slowly stir so that it comes together. Okay, so once you've added your 1/2 cup of milk, now you can either choose to add more milk to make it really, really creamy, or use water to make it still really creamy but a bit healthier. I always go for the water. And this is what it should look like at this point, kind of a very loopy dough ball. And at this point we change to a whisk and we're slowly going to add our liquid until it gets to the right consistency. So add a small amount of liquid at a time and then stir. Then add a bit more liquid and stir again. This is a bit messy, but don't worry, turns out delicious. So now add about 1/2 cup of cheese. And then stir until it's melted in. So I added about 600 mils of water on top of the 1/2 cup of milk we added earlier. So that's just probably about 1.1 litres of liquid into the cheese sauce. For the consistency, you want to be able to dump a wooden spoon into the mixture, slide your finger across, and it should keep a path. Okay, now add about 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and I'm going to be adding about 2 teaspoons of salt, but you just season it to how you like the taste. And then we're going to assemble the lasagna. Okay, so now we have the meat sauce, the white sauce and the noodles ready. We're going to assemble our lasagna. So how I'm going to do it is put a layer of pasta down, quite a bit of meat sauce, a bit of the white sauce and then a tiny bit of cheese. You don't need too much because there's a lot in our white sauce already. And then another layer of noodle, meat, white sauce, cheese, noodle, meat, white sauce, cheese, until it's done. You might have to cut your noodles just to fit those little bits there. Now you can be as saucy or as cheesy as you want with this, and to be honest, the saucier and cheesier the better. So don't skimp on anything because it'll be delicious. Okay, so now we're going to put it in an oven at 180 degrees fan forced for about half an hour to 40 minutes until it's nice and golden and bubbly at the top. guys, this has been cooking for about 40 minutes and it's really nice and golden bubbly and looks amazing. It smells amazing, so let's eat it now. Oh my god. Okay guys, so let's eat.
My favorite meal in the world.
The smells. Oh my god. Oh. Delicious. Oh.
Beautiful.
You can't go wrong with lasagna.
Honestly can't.
Oh,
That is so good. Well, I'm just gonna take this and I'll see you later.
It's okay, I've got mine right here, so. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If there's anything you want me to cook for you next time, just comment in the section below, and I'll see you next time.